What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video, or if you're new, thank you for coming. Today we're going to be talking about some important information that can benefit your life in a positive way. So what am I talking about today, guys? I'm talking about staying aware and the value of authenticity. So become the master creator in your reality, and instead of just dwelling in the 3D realm, consider the emotional realm that has also been created by the creator for you to gain knowledge of and understand that everything is a density of light, and it's not nothing is individualized. Everything is just a part of the self expressing itself in different ways. So showing yourself in the authentic Muslim and doing the best you can for yourself out of the knowledge that you have to better yourself. That's always a go, but you have to understand what I'm talking about in this video is talking about how desires can affect some of that, and the self, the big enemy in the game, the big enemy that everybody, what do I need to look out for? It's yourself. You're the only person that can hold you back is yourself. And what I mean by this, but if you're constantly being manipulated by other things that you feel like you are not, that you need to add on to yourself and act and do things different, it usually doesn't ever benefit yourself in any way. You gotta understand and consider the reality we live in is very negative at the moment, so it can drag you down to just perceiving in low forms of vibration. And this has happened to most people, obviously, because it is what it is, but it's the matrix. But at the end of the day, we need to focus and realize that staying aware and dwelling within the awareness of ourself is the most valuable to our state of being. And the positivity that you bring into your life is always because of your actions, thoughts, and feelings. It's always, you understand that you are the creator, and you don't be weighed down by the surroundings, by bad habitual actions. So what I mean by this, bad habits, what can you do to better yourself? So if you're constantly doing things that just are for pleasure, no matter what, if you're gonna end up getting weighed down by that emotionally and be probably always mad, or it's gonna manifest in a form that is just what you would associate with miserable with, guys. So let's not do it. Let's stay aware. Let's get straight and realize that we're the creator of our own reality. And the next thing I want to talk about to you guys is overcome the impulses that say it's too vulnerable to just be your authentic self. So being vulnerable to a lot of people they hold value in it. They seem that they hold the value that they don't actually hold value in it. They don't want to pursue the feeling exposed to them in some type of way. But the truth is that you learn the best in your most vulnerable states of being, because when you're in this vulnerable state, you can if you're able to gain your awareness and dwell within your awareness, you will see that it's basically just you molding your reality and conceiving your reality. And the more comfortable you're able to get with this, the more you're going to be able to spread and do what you desire to do. Even if you felt like it was holding you back, you're going to realize that in anything, that the only person that's holding you back is you, and sometimes it's people's fear of vulnerability. So you can't approach vulnerability with a um, with any other vibration but a high one. So you need to be in a state of love or compassion, understanding that this thing that they could they manifest in ways like that you feel that you are embarrassed or something, or it's just a feeling that you display upon yourself. But even putting yourself out there might actually end up getting you abundance. So sometimes it takes that embarrassing moment or that vulnerable feeling of a moment that might transcend you, and learning from it and understanding that it's just a feeling might transcend you to a new help you build a new reality out of, and obtain more abundance through this, because now you have more ability and you can express yourself and go get and solve problems for other people in different ways now. And the more you solve problems, the more you're able to increase abundance. So yeah guys, so understand authentic vulnerability is definitely the best situation to put yourself in. Even like if you feel vulnerable while you're running, oh I'm fat, these neighbors are gonna look at me. No, it's not about it's about the confidence that you put forward and the willpower that you put forward to put yourself in that situation and prosper from it. So once you prosper from this, you are going to be able to just accept yourself in a more loving, high vibrational way instead of a low vibrational way, because you will understand the true nature of your being is unvulnerable. You cannot be vulnerable even if you're dying. You are simply just a immortal awareness that cannot be destroyed unless you destroy yourself. Okay, so moving on to the second, aware and the value of authenticity. So staying aware and watching the moment of your life transform and change depending on how you created the moment, regardless of your setting, will help you identify new ways to create good change, and while remaining in this moment of focus on yourself and clearing your mind so positive things can flow in. So while remaining in the moment, it gives you that blank space of paper so you can create again, instead of life drawing on your paper for you and creating your life the way it seems to be flowing fit, because life is going to flow anyway. So you have to understand when to flow with it and flow your own way, and always flow your own way, but understand that sometimes you have to ride with life, and life is going to provide for you, because sometimes it's set to do that, and you are set to learn from it or prosper in the experience. So moving on, so create good change, and constantly doing this, like create meditation and clearing your mind, basically getting yourself in the Zen state where you can clear everything out and create for yourself, like going on a diet or a fast, like not eating anything. You will understand and be able to dwell within the emptiness of yourself. And yes, you're hungry, but understand the difference between an urge and a desire. And you will be able, once you build a concept on this, you will be able to go get you will be able to do this for yourself, and really for just your brain's feeling good feelings, right? Understand that pleasure is not really it is not necessary. You just create it and bring it into your reality accordingly, because you desire to do so. So understand that if you can get past this desire to seek pleasure, then you will and you can start seeking for what benefits you. Then you can implement pleasure in, while you know that you're constantly implementing things that you would put create a concept for as painful in your mind. Once you can be all this and overcome all these feelings, you will be able to just create anytime you want the sense of pleasure. You will be able to understand really what it is and flow through it, and not get bonded or caught up on it, just like any type of addicting substance type of deal, or any type of repetitive bad habit that you need to break. Breaking that will feel painful, but at the end of the day, it leads to pleasure because you feel free. This is all about, this whole life is about breaking the bonds and freeing yourself from the death state and rising in the life state. But for you to do this, you have to create it for yourself. Just like if you create destruction in your life, it is nothing that came in and did that. You are the culprit and the person that has done that. So moving on, making an effort to form good habits of doing this is very challenging, like I said, but the point is when you are starting to build up good habits, because a clear mind with having the right attitude will help begin to feed your mind. And so good habits while good habits that you consider tough, while remaining in a state of understanding that in the right attitude and presenting yourself as, okay, this is for me, no matter how I feel. At the end of the day, you are going to build a reality that's going to feel more free the more you repetitively do this. And this is how you build your sense of awareness up, and how to actually be aware of your own heaven, and how to build this and create this aspect of your life. And you will be walking around with more ability within yourself, because now you know, you are in the known that loving yourself is your true power, and believing and having confidence in yourself is your true power, because without you create vibrations that needs for yourself, for the human mind to believe in capability for itself. You must surround yourself and be acceptant to change in any impulse you feel is in any impulse that you feel, right? So walking around with more ability, you will have more time, which is the thing we need to make better use of, right? We need a better use of time. Time is just an essence. It is just life flowing until we eventually die, regardless if we created the life we wanted for ourselves, because the choice was for us to drop down and do what we wanted down here. If you call this, whatever realm you call this, and we prosper in this dimension and don't be held back by the things that are around you. Currently, we have a very, very pressing environment around us. This is this is what we're supposed to overcome. The fact that this is all really programmed on us, on our mind, and we need to understand that the foundation of that program can be overcame with that foundation we've already built. Rather that would not be good concepts, or we have bad habits. Rather than that, we can become aware of all these things and transcend from them. And so basically the point is to understand that the negative energy is not for you. It is only going to take from you, and this will manifest itself in anything that you think that the ego says it benefits itself from, but it really doesn't, because it's in temporary pleasure. Just like so this is why I stress saving your life force energy or semen retention, because this will boost your boost your ability and keep the energy around you, and attract the energy of the desire to do the right thing and do the righteous thing, instead of getting pulled and left and right by life's desires for the wrong thing. So you will fall into it and trap yourself and not build the life you want, like getting stuck in bills and a low paying job because you can't, you're unable to prosper, and because you are not able to see that you can create your own reality for yourself, instead of going and just letting life give to you instead of you giving to life, because you are capable of building any realm that you are focused on. Okay, so the human attention, the attention of the consciousness of like putting value into your focused consciousness in this, and if you can build a relationship with the just pure self and your pure emptiness, because at the end of the day you're just who you are, just the self, you are not defined, is undefinable, because it is always changing and creating new ideas to further itself, rather that be in an egotistical way or a positive way, right? So, and understanding egotistical thinking and closed mind thinking will only end you in suffering, because you are putting pleasure before pain instead of pain before pleasure, and we all know that is definitely not the road we want to take. So moving on to focus on things that serve you, and with the positive energy coming in, the more you keep taking these uncomfortable steps towards your towards positivity, rather what vision you see that at first you're going to see that as useless, but you will understand that it is actually steps towards freedom. Just for the self, you will be better and start gaining momentum to build your reality with more sharpened concepts, which will lead you to more truthful feelings and more authentic. That will lead you to your authentic self. Hence, the value of authenticity is very high, because with someone acting in their true self and knowing their awareness and knowing how this life works, they basically build their ability up to being unvulnerable by putting themselves in vulnerable positioning, because by putting themselves in vulnerable positioning, they've learned the value of being authentic and being their self no matter what situation, and this will always result in positivity no matter what. You will always be, as long as you love yourself and awareness for who you are and understand what you are is just a perceiving of awareness that builds its reality based off what it deems necessary and things like that. So start getting momentum to build your reality and more sharpened concepts about what life you are living or we are living, and helps you realize through the painful sessions of running focused, or doing focused things, no matter what the case may be. You always keep your hopes high, but don't have an expectation that all anxiety is developed. Okay, so understand that life will go the way it decides to go. Just understand that no matter what, at the end of the day, you are supposed to do your best to authentically create your reality and put the value in the right things necessary, so you can see the vision you are meant to see, and understand your authentic vision is never defined. Everyone has their own authentic vision, and it literally, you cannot put a label on it, because it is constantly growing. It is constantly perceiving. Rather that's a upward spiral or a downward spiral in life. Even if you're going straight downhill, no matter what, you are still who you are. You still are the creator of your reality, and you can always change the way you are perceiving things, and eventually learning from the situation you are in to better yourself. Okay, so to sum it up, realize, right, through the painful times, you will realize how that actually led you to benefiting yourself, because you'll realize how you don't need anything to serve you but your brain, right? Your brain and your good discernment is what you need in life. So, and in your changing of thoughts, feelings, and actions will mold your reality in a good way by having constantly putting high vibrations in your reality. Even on your way to work, if you're normally feeling like this sucky, it's a terrible ride to work, it's boring, no matter what, it's still going to be perceivably what it is, because it simply matters. So understand that you can change that immediately, and understand, okay, it's my ride to work, but I can, all this is just a stepping stone. I can do this for 6 months, and move and find a way to constantly progress inside this life. And I'm not talking about only abundance. I mean, in every way, shape or form, you can build better relationships this way, because you will gain awareness and consciousness of of who you are actually with and how they actually express themselves. You're never going to be able to define who someone is, because it is simply impossible, because we are all manifested forms of the universe, which is undefined. It is constantly changing, and if you think it's defined, with time, even if you think your situation is defined, with time it will always change, according to how much effort you're putting in. So if you're putting effort into making yourself feel ridiculous feelings and feel like you are hold no value, or things hold no value, and when you're constantly putting that energy into yourself, that is what you're just going to receive constantly, and that is just a ever revolving of downward spiraling. No one likes that type of lifestyle, because you're constantly expecting the worst, and most likely you are just going to get the worst, because that's all you believe that that is necessary and deserving to you see. So yeah guys, stay aware. The value of authenticity is very high, and putting this value into yourself and expressing yourself no matter how you feel. Don't ride with the clique. The clique is always basing their thoughts and opinions off who they believe or hold value in as a person they look up to egotistically, who they want to be like. Well, I hate to break it to you, but at the end of the day, if you want to be like somebody, you have a limited potential. Why? Because your potential is limited to what you're seeing with your eyes and defining as good, when in all reality, if you could constantly improve your concept of good, you are only going to evolve in a good and a positive way. So guys, this is a little bit dose of the laws of the universe. I appreciate your time. I'm glad if you stayed till the end. I'm glad you were able to retain this information, and I hope you were able to retain this information for your benefit of your reality. I appreciate if you like the video, subscribe, and peace, love, and positivity.